Hello and welcome. My name is Paige Haynes, and if you're watching this video, you have probably found me through my business, Paige Haynes Kinesiology. And you've been sent to this particular video because you have been sent an inner voice report. So whether that was from myself or one of my team members, and this is an opportunity for you to understand what this report is about and why. I guess the benefits as well of why you might want to take advantage of this. So the inner voice report takes a snapshot of your voice, which you would have been asked for originally when you were in contact with whoever it was that you're in contact with. They would have asked you for a variety of information. So I'll just show you quickly what that information does. So when we're creating a new client, this was your name and your email address, your height, your weight, and your date of birth, and also that snippet of your voice. And the reason that we do that is so that we create an energy profile or an energy signature so that the scanner can then tune into you and find you amongst everybody else. So much like when we have a mobile phone and we're dialing someone's number, okay? And that number is always that one person. So, it might be your partner's number or your friend's number or whatever. And they're always the people who pick up, right? So it's the same way with this. This is tuning into your unique energetic signature. So I just wanted to touch on quickly what the inner voice actually does. It's a sound healing essentially that has been tailored particularly to your emotional needs. So when we took that snippet of your voice, we played that for the scanner, and the scanner was able to pick up the different octaves in the voice and what's going on emotionally for you. So you will see in a minute a report that goes with this. And that's really amazing. We get so many goosebump moments with this. But really where the gold is the actual frequencies and music that this scanner now produces that matches your emotional state. So it actually helps to bring your emotional state back into balance. Now, the different things that people have experienced when they have listened to these tunes are a decrease in depression, a decrease in pain, a decrease in sleeping issues, so many different things. Amazing benefits that have been reported from listening to these tunes. So what I would encourage you to do before you start your week of listening to them, maybe take note of those things that, might be affecting you. So maybe it's, like I said, not being able to sleep properly. A lot of people have come back to me and said their anxiety has completely lessened with listening to these tunes. So just take note and just see what that feels like in your body, what's going on for you right now. Maybe it's just your nervous system calming down. So just be aware of maybe where your pain points are right now. Maybe give them a scale of 1 to 10, and then observe after the week. Come back to that list and see where they sit after this week. And that just gives you a little bit of a measurement of what's happened here with this. Okay, so let's dive into what you'll actually see. When you receive your email, this will come from AO Scan Inner Voice, okay? And you can click on the link here. Now, sometimes, this tells me that it's not a secured address, but it actually is. And I'll show you that right now so we can go through to that. My security settings are just quite high. So if this happens for you, then rest assured it is a safe site to go to. Okay, so you can click on that and that will give you this little interesting looking reports. So up the top here, you can see pulse tones and classic tones. If you go to classic tones, it's really quite straightforward. There are 4 different tunes and they're 3 minutes long. You can see the graph here. It picks up the 3 highest octaves in your voice and the 1 lowest, which I think will have been, so it actually, and so they, if you press on play, that will start to play your tunes. They're 3 minutes long and there's 4 of them, so that's 12 minutes. This is a really simple and straightforward way. And it's the classic one. So this is what we've had for quite some time. The company has literally just updated it, so it's a little bit exciting. And that's where we see this pulse tones. But if you want to keep it simple, just want to be able to press play, pop your headphones in because we really need headphones for this. It's like binaural beats where it's actually working with the brain, the frequencies of the brain, and different sounds will come in from the left and the right ear. So definitely use use headphones, and you can keep it quite simple and just go to classic tones. This is the other option, and this is pulse tones. Now, these have been tailored a little bit more specifically to you, okay? You can choose all of these different things. You are able to drop down and actually change the different things in here. For ease sake, I would just say I really like the Tesla 369. I like the triangle. You can change that to square, sawtooth, or sign, and we'll see in a second what they do. I really like the 4 beats, which will always come up. And then in here, you can actually change what music you like. And I really love these ambient kind of ones. They're my favorites. But if it's first thing in the morning and you want a bit of a supercharger, then you could change it to that as well. And you can change the music partway through as well, through the time. So I'm going to pop it on Zen meditation, and see here you have a 3-minute, a 5-minute, or a 10-minute option. Now, in this case, I always feel like more is more. So I would also always select that 10 minutes if you can. And I'm just going to play a little bit of that. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it or not, but you'll definitely be able to see that. And sometimes the music takes a little while to kick in on this. So you will hear those tones underneath, which is actually where the gold is in those pulse tones. But obviously that's not the nicest thing to listen to all the time. And that's why we have the music over the top, which should be kicking in. Hopefully, I'm quiet, you might be able to hear that. Okay, now these have been specifically done for me, okay, because it's picked up that that's my average hertz and this is my pulse, and these have been, yeah, tailor-made to me, and they're a little bit more specific to me than just the classic tones, so that's why you might use them. Okay, so when we come down here, we have your report. Now, you will have all of this on your email, and you'll be able to actually see the PDFs for each of your report pages there. So you can download those, you can print them off if you want to. It explains how to use the inner voice. It hasn't updated it to include the new pulse tones, but that will be coming soon. Okay, so what we're going to have a look at here is what has been made up, like what's making up all of those tones or those frequencies in what you're hearing in those music. So here we have emotionally disconnected versus emotionally integrated. So this was actually me this morning. So and to be honest, yeah, I did have a bit of a funny morning. So, and the emotion, so you've got a lot of information here, right? So the positive of the emotions of that particular note, and then we have the negative emotions of that particular note. I don't spend a lot of time in there other than maybe looking at this emotionally disconnected, possible limited ability to experience and express emotion, difficulty with healing and grieving processes, maybe result of abuse, fear, or rejection, or past overwhelming emotional experience may shut down as a present protection from chronic stress. And I can actually say that's quite true for me in this moment, and what it was this morning anyway. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, and that's been bringing up a bit of stuff around, you know, some transitioning and stuff that I'm doing at the moment. So it's really, really interesting. And I don't always look at my reports, so this is a bit of a kick up the bottom for me. All right, so some of the emotions showing are grief, rejection, and communication conflict. Yeah, I can definitely relate to the grief, possibly rejection. Not really sure, but the communication conflict. Yeah, yep, I can see where that comes from. Now, this won't always be you either, but it might be what you're in at the moment as well. So just keep that in mind as well. If it's not you, you're not resonating with what this is actually saying, then it could be what, you know, maybe it's one of your children's going through it, or maybe it's your partner, or maybe you're in the middle of a situation but it's you're kind of in the middle of it. It's not you, essentially, if that makes sense. Because everything's frequency, right? And so we pick up and we have this whole quantum entanglement thing happening with other people. So then you can look at the vitals and you can look at the potential causes. I actually really like to not look at that because I find it freaks people out. And myself, but interesting that coronavirus is there because I'm a little bit snuffly at the moment. So that's really interesting. What I do like to go to is this imbalances and suggestions. Okay, so we have digestion, and it's telling me to look at my food sensitivities, take pre and probiotics, and consider chiropractic. My endocrine system to improve my sleep, improve digestion function, and consider adrenal and thyroid support. Now, I can really relate to that today because I didn't sleep well last night. And yeah, I'm really feeling it, when you had a night's sleep that's just not great. So yeah. And respiratory system, which is where my, sniffle and stuff sitting at the moment, avoid pollutants. And I've really felt like this has been triggered by a bit of pollution. There's been a lot of spraying in the air and different things. Practice deep breathing and consider chiropractic again. Okay, so this is just one of 4 things that we have here. It also gives this color. So I'm a kinesiologist and I work with color a lot in kinesiology. And so this is really cool to have that extra sort of thing. Now, if you didn't have these funky little glasses like I do, you can just visualize the color purple. You might want to eat some purple foods. You might want to wear some purple. You might want to put some purple flowers on your desk. Okay, if purple's not your color. So there are different ways you can interact with that supportive color as well. I tend to have a quick look at them and then just see what I've got in my wardrobe to match, or yeah, sort of bring it in that way. Sadness versus inner peace. This is the next one. Again, we can jump to those negative emotions and then we can have a look at the emotions here. So this is showing up abuse, sadness, and selfish. And the imbalance and suggestions here is liver, stomach, and pancreas. And it's got a few different things there to have a look at, and so on and so forth. So we have 4 of those in total. The last one is the one that's often most buried, so may not be in your awareness, so it's more in that subconscious. And we've got a bit of shame, rejection, and self-confidence there, as well as, digestion, endocrine, and reproductive female there. Okay, so that's what's showing up there. So I'm just going to go back in here and take you back to here. So here you can see you have a second email, and on this we have the supportive audios. Okay, so you can actually download that Pulse one. All right. And then you also have the 4 classic tones there as well. So there is an app called Audify. Let me just see if I can bring that up quickly for you. My app, there we go. I should have had this prepared, but hopefully there'll be an image of it. Yeah, it's this one here. So it's Audify Music Player, and that you can put on your phone, and you can actually download these images to that app. And that way, then you can just have it on your phone. You can pop your headphones in, and you can listen to it. So it's nice and super simple. But alternatively, you have got this website you can go back to, and you can literally just press play here as well. And like I said, I would select that 10-minute version of that. So that is your inner voice in a nutshell. I also just wanted to quickly show you, if this is your first time seeing this information, the AO scan does a number of different things. So if you can see here, these are all of the different areas that we can look at. And I just wanted to show you really quickly. The inner voice, as you can see, is just one of them. The vitals is another. And this is a really comprehensive report where we can look at food sensitivities. We can look at pretty much all the physiological of the body. So if we go, actually, I'll just do this. Down here, you can see there that it's picking up on the bloods. It's picking up on chakras, which mine were really out today. I did actually notice that in my report. It also has meridians. So if you are into traditional Chinese medicine, you'll know a little bit about meridians. If you're into acupuncture, kinesiology, any of that sort of stuff. It also then has things like gastrointestinal function, so digestive, pancreas, amino acids. So this is all your nutritional analysis, digestive enzymes. So what this is the scanner is capable with your profile that we now have of sending frequency into the body and getting a reading back, okay? And we have optimal, or the scanner knows the optimal range of what's good in terms of those frequencies in all of these different areas. And so it's sending a frequency into the body to scan to find out where I sit, because it's my profile on all of these different things. And it's picking up, that the frequency for arginine, for instance, of my amino acids is not where it should be. It's out of balance, okay? And so this is just giving us, and then it's actually sending frequencies into the body to help bring it back into balance. And these are the ones, so this is the scan, just scanning, and then this is after the optimization, the optimizing frequency. So as you can see, there are a few more here out, and now they've come back into alignment. But these ones have stayed out. So the ones in the red and the orange are the ones I need to pay attention to. And so then I can say, okay, I know that I'm feeling a little bit off today, so maybe this isn't something that I need to focus on necessarily. But if I was to look at this again tomorrow and my methionine and my proline was still out, then I might start to look for foods that can help support that. Or I might come back up to my digestive function and say, okay, let me see. Is there anything there that might be impeding on me actually digesting, and having access to those amino acids? So it's an amazing way to find out, get a snapshot of what's happening in the body. So MTHFR is another big thing. If you don't know about it, maybe look it up, but that's a huge thing. And I can tell you that I do have MTHFR issues, and particularly when I'm not well, obviously that will flare up as well. We've got basic physical function here, so you can see all of these different areas: cardiovascular, cerebrovascular, collagen, all of these different things. So it goes on and on and on, as you can see. What I really love too is the toxicity. So we can look at fungus, molds, heavy metals, parasites, which, as you can see, I've got a few there, viruses. So all of these things, we can get a snapshot in the body. The other function, and if we don't know what something is, we can actually click on it and it will bring up a suggestion there. It will tell you what it's all about. So you don't have to be an expert either. So this is something I add as an additional thing in my business. So if this is something that you're interested in, if you're a practitioner and you would love to work with something like this, then this is, another option. Now, this is the comprehensive scan. And this one is actually, as you can see here, it's more about the physical structure of the body. And you can go in and select what's going on. But this is what the scanner has actually picked up. That was going on for me this morning. So my spine, my heart, brain, nerves, adrenals, which are totally, and digestive, liver, lungs, skin, thyroid, my sacrum, which is a little bit out at the moment, and veins in my head. So as you can see, not a lot of structural, not a lot of muscles or connective tissue today, which I would agree with, but a bit going on with my organs because I've been just taking it a little bit easier lately with my training and everything. So then we can go into the reports here. So this is more the structural side of things, which is really handy in my line of work, because sometimes people come to me with different things. So in here, when you receive this report, you can actually click on and find out where that spleen is. So the spleen's probably not a great example, but you can imagine that if you had, your knees, for instance, and there was tendons or ligaments in the knees. So this will actually bring up an image, a 3D image that you can turn around and actually see where that particular part is. Because I'm on Zoom, unfortunately, it doesn't like bringing up the image. It takes a little bit longer. Or maybe if I take that quality down, low quality, let's see. That might speed it up a little bit. Oh, it's kicked me out instead. Okay, let's just have a quick look. Maybe I'll go to something a little bit more interesting than the spleen. Let's have a quick look. Skin won't be that interesting either to see. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of physical things. Maybe let's have a look at but as you can see here, so it's picking up all of these things, and where there's a double red, that's where we want to be sort of paying attention. Of course, I stopped on the rectum. All right, so this is my right iliac crest, and this is what's showing up here in my sacrum, right? So I can spin that around and have a look at where that is and show someone what's going on in their body. So you can imagine if there's a vein, or actually, if there are any veins, I think there were some veins down the bottom here. Then that can be really handy when you want to know exactly where that vein is or where that thing sits. Oh, that's interesting. We'll put chromosomes at the end. Lymphatics. Here we go. Well, let's have a look at the, come on, right eyes, left eye. Yeah. I'd like a vein or something so I can show you. There we go. Veins in the head. Let's have a look at the one that's playing up for me at the moment. Right occipital vein. Yeah. So there you go. You can actually see. Oops, I'm just trying to. You can zoom in and zoom out, and you can see. And I might have had a pain or something like that up that side of my head for that occipital vein. Okay, so that just gives you a little bit of detail. Also, we have a thing called Cephi, and Cephi is where we get to send playlists to people. So it's an energetic healing. It's like a distance healing, like a Reiki distance healing. And all of these things have different categories. So for instance, I have a pain program in here for my kids. And in that program, I actually have a whole heap of different things. So I not only have pain and pain-free and bruising and, sore back or whatever it might be for them, I'm able to put in there some homeopathic. So I have arnica in there, which is for bruising, and I have aconite. And then you can see here, this is my son, his name's Ryder. This is his sleep list. Okay, so he gets this every night. And all I do is press this continuous broadcast. Now that is then sending that to him. Well, actually, it would be to me at the moment, but if his name was up here, if he was the target, then he would be receiving that. And we actually use this every night for him. I imprint my own into a thing called a Cephi dot, which is this little dot on my arm here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So my sleep list gets imprinted, because you can see here you can imprint the frequencies into something, and we actually play his frequencies for him. And as you can see, it's not just about sleep. For him, it's about some mag phos we've got on there, which is a tissue salt, self-confidence, self-esteem, ultimate emotions. We've got some arnica in there because he trains really hard and he's often in pain as well, health, strength, and recovery. He has a few obsessive fears at the moment, so we're putting that on there to help him stress-free and love. So this is his beautiful playlist. So there are all of these different things and more in all of these lists. You've even got quantum flowers in there, so like flower essences. We have, like I said, homeopathics, which can be searched by symptom. We have so many different things in there. Weight loss, sleep, like I mentioned, anxiety, stress, depression, you name it, it's in there. And then, of course, a whole list of different physical things. So you can see here, abdominal pain, acne, this is all alphabetical order, stiff back, bruises, all sorts of different things. And we can add them into a playlist as well and send that to people. So that's just a quick little snapshot. I don't want to hold on too long, but that's another option. So we're not just using that sound therapy in here, we're using a whole heap of different things. So I hope you've had some value out of this. Please go back to whoever invited you or, sent you your things. If that's me, come back to me. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. And I hope you really enjoy your tunes. And I'd love to hear back if you noticed any changes through listening to your tunes as well, because that's where the excitement really comes for us as practitioners. We just love this so much. And we'd love to hear if you see an improvement in your pain or your depression or your sleep or whatever it might be that's happening for you. So thank you for joining me. Sorry, I've got a bit of frog in my throat. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are. And hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.